welcome back to an episode. We are on the bridge, and it's about time that we are going back to camp, because there is some strange shenanigans going about with Mizora and some strange imposter. Now the real question is, do we know that now, or do we have to wait for a long rest?
I brought my own paring knife. Now I just need some ingredients, and I'm gonna make something really good, I promise.
Okay, let's hope so. Oh wait, what about the cat?
But please, don't look at me.
More. Okay, we startled the kitty cat again, as always. Does Karlach have anything to say right now? Probably not.
Mizora. I take anything she says with a grain of salt. But with her claws as deep in our business as they are, I guess we can't ignore her completely.
Well, the devil of the devil is my friend or something. Right. Now what about Lae'zel?
A devil will come for her due. Mizora is no different. Whatever it is she comes to offer, whatever choice Wyll makes, someone will suffer. Count on it.
Let's hope that our spike is the bestest one. So, Willie.
Well met.
That's it. Okay. Nothing. At least we do have an... Wait a minute. What about Isobel and Dame Aelin?
Come to bask in the glow of the Moon Maiden's sword? Be most welcome.
Keeping very well, I hope?
Mostly. Between you and Father Kefric. Wait. Do we know that already?
I mourn the man I knew. He was wonderful. He raised me to serve Selûne as my mother, rest her soul, had wished. He was everything to me, all my life. When an emissary of Selûne came to our little town, we were elated. Dame Aelin, daughter of the Moon Maiden herself. This was different. It was like I could see my fate in her eyes. Lucky for me, she felt the same way. But my father was skeptical. Aelin is immortal, after all. I understand it's strange. There's an imbalance between us, certainly. But I suppose loving Aelin felt the same as loving myself. It was natural. Then... And this is where I still need answers. I died. I'm not sure how, why, but all was black. Next I knew, I was being jolted awake. I smelled musty air, I saw shadows. And then my father's face. So changed. So hideously warped. He told me we'd be together now. Said Aelin was dead. I couldn't speak. Could only run. I found last light within the shadows. Made a shelter there. Prayed my father wouldn't find me. By the time Jaheira came, I'd pieced together just enough to know I'd been dead 100 years. That my father was the source of the horrors that plagued my home. He's gone now. But I suppose the man I knew died when I died. The man he became, that wasn't the father I knew. The one I loved so very much.
The interesting thing is that she died somehow, but that's the point that I either forgot or didn't pay any attention.
Wyll ought to know what happened with Mizora. Whatever she has in store for him can't be good.
Interesting.
Whatever business Wyll has with Mizora, it will cost him dearly. Or worse still, it will cost us. I hope we can afford it.
Well, I did go on a little shopping spree recently, but anyway. So, everyone is talking about Mizora. What about Halsin?
Mizora schemes with Wyll's very freedom. He deserves to know what she is up to.
Interesting.
I don't relish the idea of Mizora visiting our camp, let alone offering us anything resembling a deal. When the devils start approaching you, you know you're in deep.
Shit, exactly. Okay. I get most of them right now. Oh, what about withers?
Fate spins along as it should. Dost thou require a new ally? Or mayhaps a resurrection?
Or maybe an army. That would be nice. But did they sniff anything out? That's a good question.
You smell very delicious, but I will not bite you. Ooh, more.
That's that at least.
Hope you're keeping well, friend.
Alright. Looks like the only thing that we can do now is a long rest. Do we have anything else that's somewhat time sensitive? Was someone taken recently? Dot of Darkness, complete Grand Duke. Yeah, that's the only thing. Was it Waterdeep? Yada. I think we're pretty good right now. Yeah. Disable the Steel Watch. How? Goddess is protected by the Steel Watchers. We need to figure out how to disable Steel Watch. Yeah. We have to get to the Foundry. Maybe there's some magical core, whatever. Or we could overload it with some kind of EMP device. So, Goddess proposed a pact of allegiance with us. If we kill Orin and take her Netherstone, he will let us rule the city alongside him with the Elder Brain at our commands. I mean, it's a nice idea, but I don't want to use mind control to control the city. That's a very unstable business. Press the murder tribunal. Oh, we found a list of people marked for death. If we kill 2 targets from this list and bring a severed hand as proof, we can stand before the murder tribunal and enter the Temple of Baal. Well, we do need a hand, right? Huh. And we did actually murder an awful lot of people. Not on the list though. Investigator Valeria is now convinced Father Lorgan's murder is linked to a wider plot and has asked us to bring the news to her constable Gauntlet Devella in the lower cities Elsong Tavern. Right, but right now it's time for a long and well-deserved rest.
Notum sit in Beator.
Notum sit in Beator.
You've heard of such devils. Sisters of justice. Adjudicators of diabolical contracts and bargains.
Holy hells.
Interesting. But it's a very one-sided way of making a deal. Whereas our, well, justiciars, whatever you may call it. Just what are you up to? Interesting. I don't recall sending out invitation to the Sisters of Justice. Well, please introduce me to your friends. Yeah.
Feena, Cirrus, arbiters for the hells, exemplars of justice.
Enough, Mizora. Where is my father? How do I save him?
How else? We bargain. Sisters.
Infernos contractos te vocamos. Infernos contractos te vocamos. Infernos contractos te vocamos.
Well...
Your contract, Wyll. Signed in blood, forged in fire, bound in bone, but not unbreakable.
Oh-ho. Then break it already. Well, doesn't need to wait 6 months. Okay, what are you proposing?
A life for a life. No contract is ended without sacrifice. The cost must be paid. Wyll Ravengard, a choice is before you. Option 1. I show you the way to your father. I guarantee him no harm except that from you and your allies. And you pledge your soul to me and the Archdevil Zariel in a pact eternal. Option 2. I break your pact and you are freed from your duty. Your father dies by his enemy's hand, and Baldur's Gate loses its greatest champion. Name your sacrifice.
Bloody Zariel. I won't let her take Wyll.
Silence, Karlach.
Mizora, you asshole!
Choose.
Oh no, he's so not going to choose anything. What will happen to Wyll's powers if he breaks the pact? Save your father, Wyll. The city will need him to help rebuild. The city will be alright. The city is just taking for a ride right now. Actually, we do not really care that much about the city. Do the right thing. Give your soul so that your father can live. This is not how it goes. Usually it's the other way around. Break the pact, Wyll. You deserve your freedom. Let your father die. When the city's free, you can take his place. This is definitely not it. And I usually say no one deserves anything, so option number 4 is also out the question. We are going for questions. What will happen to Wyll's powers if he breaks the pact?
Addendum F. The Absolute must be avenged for the Soulbinder's detention at Moonrise. The Soulbearer retains his gifts until such time as the Absolute is slain.
Okay, interesting. So we need to slay the Absolute, and until then, the power is still in our hands. Save your father, Wyll. The city will need him to help rebuild. Oh. We're not going to give him any suggestions. Do the right thing, give your soul so that your father can... What the... Okay, so that's a really weird thing. Option number 1, save your father. Option number 2, do the right thing, also save the father, right? We're going to force him into that. But we have gotten a way out of it already. The thing is, telling him to let his father die is definitely also not a nice idea. And when the city's free, you can take his place. It's not about him taking anyone's place. He has his own choice to make. There's another option missing in here, and this is the thing that annoys me a little bit. I usually say no one deserves anything, but when it comes to just the right feel, this is definitely it.
You damned wretch! Father. Do it. Break the pact.
Fiat ita.
Fiat ita. Anima ad beator.
think you had it in you. Seems my boy's all grown up. And don't go fussing about your father. You made your choice. You knew the terms. You know what? I think I'll stick around. Not for the greater good, you understand. Just for the entertainment.
Oh boy, we are so going to... Where is she, by the way? Oh, look at this. And there are 2 journal entries. The question is just, which one of those journal entries are the consider gorgeous bargain? No, that's not it. Disable the steel watches, embrace the potential. No, help your friend was, Cossador's place, find more. Come on. Companions, there you go. Wizard of Waterdeep, Blade of Frontiers, there you go. Grand Duke, complete. We left our remaining concerns regarding Duke Ravengard behind us. Right. So in one episode, we tried to keep him alive and got the... Well, it's actually the same. Well, no. We tried to save him. In the other, we tried not to. It's all about those pacts, isn't it? But the thing is, Wyll... it's actually kind of stupid because Wyll wrote that pact... Like, he signed that pact himself. So he is also somewhat responsible to it. This is the thing that I kind of forgot right now. He is responsible for the pact as much as everything else that befits him. He should be taken responsible as well. So just saying to free him for all of that, somewhat weird. He already sold his soul. The contract was actually the thing that he has to uphold. He is the one that tries to squeeze his way out of it. Oh, this is a very interesting dilemma, is it? One is the human idea of, that we are just trying to help here. But the other one is all about legal bindings and contracts that people definitely have signed for themselves. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. And the Duke Ravengard is just going, well, okay, he also just... Oh, no matter how you turn it around, it's definitely none of it is good if you really think about it. Let's see. Do we have any? Where's the character sheet with the alignment? Nothing in here tells me anything about that. Come on. Okay. What about Willie? What does he have to say?
Gods. I spent 7 years choked by Mizora's leash, and I spent 7 years hoping to break free. I never knew freedom could taste so bittersweet.
It's a little late for remorse, don't you think? You're your own man now, Wyll. It's better this way. Yes, a fantastic power play. With your father gone, you can rise up and take his place. This is definitely not it. We're not here to usurp anyone's power. I thought you never regretted taking the pact. I thought you never... Well, no. He's a very, very righteous person, so he's definitely going to regret taking the pact in the first place. But the thing is, it takes a little bit of time to actually see the consequences unfold. Oh, you man... it's a little late for remorse, don't you think? Well... This is just putting salt in the wounds, but is it better this way?
I have to believe that. I'm not the Hell's puppet in life, nor its warrior in death. The blade will be guiding his own hand, but freedom will be paid in my father's blood. Tomorrow, I celebrate my gain. Today, I mourn my loss.
A moment passes. In the stillness, you find a mote of tranquility.
The Ravengard name now lives solely with me. I will make it count for something.
Wow, now it's all about family names and honor. Huh. Actually, if he has this position towards honor, he should have kept the pact and saved his father. Because if honor and the family name is the most important thing for him, then him sacrificing himself for the honorable name would have been the better choice. I don't quite get his standards. Don't quite get his values. In a way, he and Mizora deserve each other. Two devils weaseling around, trying to get out of contracts, into contracts and whatever, playing their little games for whatever values they want. Weird. Your father's not dead yet, Wyll. Maybe there's a way to save him, but yeah, that's definitely a good thing. What's the next step then? I'd like to talk about something else. But yeah, the father is not supposed to be dead yet. Let's just look at the positive things.
I signed his life away before the Hell's witnesses. It would be easier to drink the sticks down to the last drop than to alter his fate. I'd be a fool to wish otherwise.
Well, you signed away his safety, yes. But nothing in that contract said anything about his father dying. It's just a consequence of him not being protected. But there is still hope, let's say. What's the next step?
We obtain the final 2 nether stones and take back our minds. And the city from the brain.
Okay, anything else we can talk to? Well, it's definitely not it. Now we can talk to Mizora, finally, you know?
Little Wyll's all grown up. I can't wait to see what trouble he gets into.
Oh, now we have him on our side. Interesting. You forced Wyll to make an impossible choice. Actually, it's not an impossible choice, and we kind of made the choice for him. Also, could there have been one of those choices, like from before, the contract and whatnot, that would have ended differently if we were just... if we would just let Wyll decide on his own? That would be a very interesting thing. Wyll's not a child, you need to start treating him with respect. We are not here to enforce anyone's respect. If Wyll wants respect, he should speak up for himself. You forced Wyll to make an impossible choice. I can't believe Wyll actually sacrificed his father to save himself. And we are also not here to poke in anyone's wounds. That's it then. Duke Ravengard's dead. Okay, about the whole impossible choice thing. Why did she do that?
Impossible? My bargain was uncommonly reasonable. A single soul for the return of Baldur's Gate's most beloved Duke. A real bargain, I should think. I never thought the legendary Blade of Frontiers would surrender his father for freedom. Not very valorous, if you ask me. But what does a mean old devil like me know about heroes?
Well, there are no heroes in this game. Just a lot of evil fellows, including us, in a way. We are also very manipulative, if you think about it. Now, I don't get it. If Wyll isn't your warlord, why stick around and give him power? Oh, maybe she has a very personal connection with him. If you're going to be staying, I need something in return. Oh, do we now? I want you out of here now. No. Actually, it's very nice. If Mizora takes care of Wyll, then all the better. You never told me how the Absolutes captured you. Oh. We're going to answer that, or get an answer to the question in a moment, but first, what can you tell me about the Hells? You've left Karlach alone. Didn't you want her dead? What changed? That's also a good question. But yeah. Why is she so focused on Wyll?
The Absolutists worked a number on me at Moonrise. And you're the best hope I've got at payback. No one crosses the Hell's Children without getting scorched.
Oh boy. Didn't we cross her multiple times? And you've left Karlach alone. Why?
Oh, you are an inquisitive one.
Exactly.
I'd have thought you'd figured by now. Zariel found new use for an old battle axe. The dead three in that bulging brain of theirs are a threat to more than this trifling city, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Savor her company. Who's to say when Zariel might change her mind? My mistress can be so capricious.
Like the sun. Now, what can you tell me about the Hells then?
The 9 Hells of Beator. Each its own domain, each with its own archdevil to rule it. I call the first hell my home, Avernus. My mistress Zariel's realm, a torrid battleground split by the bloody waters of the Styx. How I adore it, the delicious agony of it all. The other 8, well, they are pleasures unto themselves. Perhaps I'll show you myself, if I deem you worthy.
Boy, worthy of what? Never told me how the Absolutists captured you.
Correct. I didn't.
Uh-huh.
If you must know, I was scouting the cultists on behalf of Zariel, but those cursed shadows were thick enough to fell even a half-fiend. I woke in that damned pod. It kept my body sealed and my most powerful magic silenced. But a brave, kind, benevolent soul set me free. Gallantry isn't dead after all.
A damsel in distress, as always. Okay, if you're going to be staying, I need something in return.
Why? I'm supplying Wyll with every scrap of his infernal power. I've paid my dues many times over. I tell you what, when the time comes to squish that big baddie of a brain, I'll lend you a hand.
Oh, that's nice. Thank you.
Well met.
The real question is just, how is she going to do that?
The devil Mizora's made herself quite at home, hasn't she? Do make her feel as unwelcome as you can.
Oh, I try to. But I don't think spikes are going to make her leave. Let's see.
I brought my own pairing knife.
Nothing too special here. And Karlach.
I can't believe Wyll's given up his soul to Zariel. For a father he fell out with ages ago. There's such a thing as being too good. Someone ought to tell Wyll Ravengard.
Wyll gave up his father to have freedom. An understandable decision. Sacrifices must be made after all. Especially if the old Duke's fall means his rise.
That definitely should not be considered.
Wyll sacrificed his own father. I hope freedom from the Pact is worth it to him.
Oh, look at this.
Wyll sacrificed his own father. A hard choice, but not one that is unknown in nature. At times, a seedling must strangle the very tree that bore it, if it's to survive.
Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Again, everybody is all about opposing something, but it has nothing to do with this. Duke Ravengard got himself as much into this predicament as Wyll did. And in this case, Wyll's decisions and what he's gonna do have maybe some consequences for other people. But in the end, it's all about him and his choices. And anyone else is just getting affected by it. They are just lucky or not if they got taken along for the ride. You could argue this way, right? But there's also a different way. Let's talk with Gale.
So, the devil himself is pursuing the crown. As for whether it's truly the crown Karsus forged, well, I think it's safe to assume we shouldn't take anything Raphael utters at face value. We must claim the crown of Karsus for ourselves, before anyone else does.
Someone is very, 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 very crown focused.
Time and again, Wyll's plight reinforces my decision not to pursue the path of a warlock. It's one thing to make such a sacrifice in the pursuit of such a pack, but to do so in order to escape one. Truly, it leaves you with nothing.
Well, devils in their business, isn't it? Anything else?
What's on your mind?
In it, tadpoles. Good. Oh, Withers, do you have to say anything? Probably not.
Fate, dost thou require
Oh.
a new...
Kinda depends on how the whole thing spins out.
Keeping very well, I hope?
Well, mostly.
Come to bask in the glow of the Moon Maiden's sword?
The thing is, we do have an angel in our midst. We do have a devil in our midst. And we are supposed to find out if there's a shapeshifter here as well. The question is just, whose shape got shifted? Or whatever. Oh no. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. I don't know who. Is the shapeshifter. It could be one of the party. It could also be one of the others. And if someone in here leaves, and we have to save them, and they take the items with them, I would be absolutely furious. It's probably gonna be Karlach because she has the bag in her inventory, but let's see how it spins out. And also if the others have any dialogue.
All's well, I hope, aside from the obvious.
Obvious. Wait.
Fine. What's on your mind?
Does she? No, it's probably not.
How are you holding up?
Nah.
Don't be so modest.
Okay, nothing too different here. What about those two again?
Well met.
Nothing. Okay. So, what about Mizora?
Come for a chat?
Kind of, yeah. But no, we're not here to oppose her. I mean, she even helped Wyll get out of his pact, even if...
How can I assist?
It didn't really end that well. Okay. Does Karlach have to say anything else? Don't think so.
Hey, soldier.
Right. Sometimes you do get a different reaction.
Hello, my dear.
Yes. Okay, now, time for us to take that long rest and see what's going on. We are supposed to find out a shapeshifter in a camp full of people that don't... Well, Gale seemed to have the most different kind of behavior, right? He was all about the crown, very extremely focused on the crown, much more than usual. But I still don't quite... Alright, so let's do the long rest thing. This seemed to be a bit more stressful. Okay. Anyone? Oh. Okay, Mizora's still here. That's good. Any changes?
Come for a chat?
Again? Only if there's any difference.
Well met.
Nothing. Okay. So the only difference here is Gale. Don't know about the others.
What can I do for you, my friend?
Well, we definitely have to take care of everyone else in here. Oh, look at this. Halsin is sitting. Nice.
So, the devil himself is pursuing the crown. As for whether it's truly the crown Karsus forged, well, I think it's safe to assume we shouldn't take anything Raphael utters at face value. We must claim the crown of Karsus for ourselves, before anyone else does.
Oh, wait a minute. I can inspect characters, can't I? Spellcasting, power invocation, yada, nothing too different. Oh, look at this. Scratch even has something for us. But I am going to get myself a buff and a little bit of motion. And we are blessed. Why? Sweet stone feet. Wait. Affected entities blessed by their own depiction in stone. Oh! It gains a +1 d4 bonus to attack rolls and saving throws. Yeah, look at that.
The dog is unable to speak through the small bag he holds in his mouth.
Okay, what you got there, Scratchy?
I don't know. Maybe you can tell me. All I know is I thought of you when I saw it.
Yeah, frosted ears. Nice. Arsonist oil. Oh. Look at that.
You smell very delicious, but I will
not bite you. Yes. Supplement of frosted ear. Wait a minute, we got two things. We got an arsonist oil and we got the supplement. Ah, interesting. Okay, now. Wasn't there like some... That's weird. Didn't I? I thought there was some exclamation marks up here, but somehow they just disappeared. Or maybe... Yeah, I think the exclamation marks had nothing to do with this. I think they were just there.
I brought my own pairing.
Yes. I think the exclamation marks were just here because we ended a long rest. Okay, but what's... Did I ever check anything in here? Yes, I did. Okay. Anyway, long rest, right? We did an awful lot of talking, an awful lot of decision making. I don't know if I should keep Wyll around though. I kind of do wanna. Let's just, yeah, one thing I have to make sure. Who has the highest dexterity? I. When it comes to sleight of hand or dexterity bonuses, well, we are... Oh boy. Well, Astarion would still be the bestest choice for this. In this case, I would be best off with sleight of hand and lockpicking and whatnot. But there are other ways of opening up chests. You could hit them with things. Actually, I have to search this. Interesting. You can actually destroy the whole thing. Huh. Fascinating. Okay. Let's see. The real question is, where are we going to go afterwards? Probably a little bit further down into the lower city. The thing is... wait a minute. The thing is, Wyll was... We have to still somewhat save Duke Ravengard, don't we? Blade of Frontiers. Finish. So, Mizora gave Wyll a choice. He could agree to an eternal pact with her and Sariel, and she would reveal where his father's been taken and ensure a safe return. Or he could break his pact with Mizora, dooming his father to die and go to a secret command center. Wyll broke the pact, choosing his freedom over his father's life. Well, we don't know where his secret command center actually is. It could be somewhere in Wyrmrock's fortress. Could be anywhere, really. Yeah, could be anywhere. Maybe it has something to do with the dragon door in there. But we have to go into the lower city, or higher city, actually. Actually, we have to go into Baldur's Gate at one point, anyway. But do I want to have Wyll in the camp? Or not? That's the real question. When it comes to Duke Ravengard, I want to have Wyll on my side. But right now, I would almost say that... well met. Maybe we can get Astarion back. Just in case. Yeah. As always. That is the real question. I want my carrier pigeon, come on.
Ah, my favorite traveling companion. Well, obviously I would. But you have... Well, in that case...
Right. Oh, by the way. We need to get out of camp, of course. And... Karlach was the one carrying things around, wasn't she? Yes. The thing is, the backpack was the thing that... Weird. Karlach is the only one able to carry the backpack, but we are... The thing is... I don't know how... It's like 80 something. It's definitely something in here that weighs a bit too much. It could be the smoke powder thingies. Maybe I should stack them a little bit. Get a better overview on it. But to be honest, you can just keep that. I just have to micromanage my inventory afterwards. I just have too many items in here. Far too many. Far too many. It's ridiculous to the point. Okay, now. Let's move the characters around a little bit. Like... So, alright. And end our little episode before we enter the lower city and finish Astarion's quest. And everyone else's, somewhat. Okay, I can subscribe, of course.